Sister Muller, teachers, students, and distinguished guests. It's wonderful to see sweet girls beautifully clad with saris. It's really wonderful to be here. Class 10th and class 12th, as you celebrate your graduation day, I wanted to encourage you based on your legacy. You should look back to how the school started. I feel it's my privilege to be here because this institution was started way back in 1889 by 6 young girls who had a special experience and calling from God. These 6 architects of this school, the Sisters of St. Joseph of Tarps, have a great story to be remembered because their story was rooted in faith and sacrifice amidst difficulties. That's why I feel very honored to be here to address all of you. Dear students, those 6 girls persevered in the strength of God and brought this beautiful institution into existence. And you too have persevered and you're going to complete your studies in the school. So at this time, I encourage you to remember your visionaries and follow their role model in changing the society for better. As you are completing your school life and looking forward, I have no doubt that you will positively impact thousands of lives because of the wonderful education you have got from this school. The excellent education that you have got it will be a stepping stone for your success. I am sure you will climb an endless ladder to heights that you have never ever dreamt in your life. Let me ask you a question. Is there a secret to greatness? Is there an underlying feature that laces the success of many of the prominent people in history? I would say yes, based on one ingredient that's called passion. Many of you might have heard this word passion, but today I want to tell about this a little more. This came from the Latin word pati, which means to suffer. Passion is that moves you forward and makes you to persevere at something despite fear, suffering, and pain. It's the determination and motivation to push through suffering for the sake of an end goal. Those 6 girls who started this institution had that passion. That's why they could persevere. Passion will take you across any obstacle. Stanford University psychologists did research on the subject that would differentiate a successful student from an unsuccessful one, that would differentiate a man who would hold on to any job to a person who cannot hold on to any job. So they term this as grit. So what is grit? It's a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. It consists of 3 constituents. The first is passion. The second one is perseverance. The third, the power to dream big. So remember these 3 P's: passion, perseverance, and the power to dream big. So Dr. Abdul Kalam, our previous DRDO director, and also the former president of our nation, he had a passion when he was young. He said one day his teacher, Dr. Chandrasekhar Iyer, took him and many of his classmates to Rameshwaram seashore and showed them how the birds were flying, how they generated lift, and how the flight formation was happening. That day, something entered into his heart that changed his life forever. He said, whatever his future studies, it should be with respect to flight. He became a missile engineer, he became an aeronautics engineer, and finally he became the one who could have the authority over the 3 forces, defense forces. History has shown again and again that focused mental effort has the power. It's like a magnet to attract the opportunities, to attract people so that you will achieve your goal. A small dream is a crime. Have a big dream and persevere. Why do I say it's a crime? You know, you have a big God, a God who can create 2 trillion galaxies. It's not a simple matter, because this earth, to go from India to America, we need 1 day. With the speed of light, in 1 second, you can travel this earth 7 times. But to go around a galaxy in which our solar system is located, you need 100,000 years if you travel at the speed of light. So this galaxy has 200 billion stars. Like this, 2 trillion galaxies. Imagine the God whom you serve. He is beyond your wildest imagination. That's why I say, have a big dream. He has a design for your life. When you look into this, your galaxy, if our solar system is not in that place, if it would have been moved towards the center, black holes would have swallowed us. If it would have been little away, there would have been no elements for life to form. Even in our own solar system, more than 50 spacecrafts have gone to Mars to find if there is any life. But till now, no life have been found. 5,000 exoplanets have been found, but no life, because Earth is beautifully designed. And your body, human body, is so beautifully designed. Look at the DNA. In just a tiny bit, 3.1 billion bits of information. How this information can come into existence? Can it come on its own? Impossible. There should be a divine architect. If there is a divine architect, he should have a plan for your life. He should have a purpose for your life, right? So that's why I said a small dream is a crime. Might be your circumstances may make you feel that you might not be able to achieve your dream. Even great people who have made something out of their life had the same doubt. They have worried about their failure, but they persevered. We have a big God. That's why again and again I tell, have a great dream. What's your passion today? What's your life's purpose? Take the game of chess. The average chess player knows their next 1 to 3 moves. A master player knows 6 to 7 moves, but a grandmaster knows the next 10 to 12 moves. By the same way, this game applies to your life game too. Most people live life as they have no clue about what their next move is about. Some people do the 10th move at the first move itself. So you should have a goal and do things at the right time. So today you might be wondering, what should be my goal? What should be the subject I should take it up? What should be my career? It's a very important question. I would say all careers are equally important. First of all, you need to find out what you're passionate about. What makes you get that excitement? What makes you energetic? Follow your passion with sincerity. Don't choose your career just because your next door neighbor or your friend has chosen. I have served as a scientist with an Indian government for more than 35 years. Stories matter a lot. So today I'm going to tell a lot of stories from my life. What made me to stick to my job for so many years? That's passion. I love my career for 3 reasons. Firstly, I feel proud to serve our nation and to do a little bit towards its safety. Secondly, I enjoy my work and the work environment. Thirdly, young minds like you look to scientists like us for role models, and we are able to speak and motivate you to advance in your life to serve your nation. So why I am a scientist? I have a natural curiosity about the world around me, and I get excited to learn something about new. I often philosophically think and ask questions, why did this happen? And try to find the reasons behind it. Curiosity is a powerful tool for every student to observe everything with the goal of understanding how it works. So the very important thing is why I am here is very important more than what am I doing, because the reason, the purpose of our life matters more. So we need to dig deep into something and search for answers that ignites our creativity. When I remember my childhood, I was not always this way. I used to study my subjects with the sole objective of getting my marks. When I had to face my interview for the post of scientist almost 35 years back, I had my doubts. But when I got my job, everything changed. I started to think outside the box. I started to focus on things that normally was taken for granted. Through right practice and persistence, I learned the art of rewiring my brain. Many times, our thirst for knowledge dwindles with time. We stop asking and begin accepting everything, whatever one's age may be. We can live a curiosity-driven life. The more we know, the more we stretch our mind, the more we become knowledgeable. I completed my PhD in aerospace engineering from the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, only around the age of 40. Before that, I finished my engineering with GC Tamil Nadu with honors. It was in electronics and communication. But since I didn't get an electronics in IISc, I jumped to aerospace, because I liked it too. So though it was totally two different subjects, God enabled me to complete both my master's and PhD with good grades. After completing my PhD, one day my son who was doing his medicine, he was telling that everything came through chance, that we all came from ape-like creatures and everything came by chance. So I decided, let me do a research. How did this universe start? How did life first come into our earth? Am I really an ape ancestor, or am I beautifully designed? So that's when, 4 or 5 years, I took all the books, genetics, cosmology, astrophysics, and I started doing research and finally wrote this book, Beyond the Boundaries of Science, Exploring the Cosmic Story. You can see in my YouTube channel, in my name, Grand Cosmic Story, around 20 episodes I'm making. Why should I do this? Because of my curiosity. I wanted to know, is there a creator or not? Whether the universe started, the space, time and matter, everything started by chance, and I'm here by chance. Am I an accident, or am I really designed? So I found the same gravity that helped in forming the stars also helped in the death of stars. Because the stars died in supernova, elements were scattered into this universe, and so we got our elements in our body. So everything is so beautifully designed. So when I was young, engineering was a male-dominated field. But now it's not anymore. I have been in the engineering field from mid-80s, and I'm seeing a lot of change. I remember walking into my first engineering classes, being one of the few girls and the 50+ young men. When I took up my post as a scientist, I was one of the few women in my office. So it was earlier thought as a male-dominated field, but now because of the many policy changes, many girls are entering into every domain. There is no domain where girls or women cannot be found. Everywhere, both are treated equal. So now if I turn the leaves of my life back, I understood one thing, that I have been taking the path less traveled. Most often, that path was taken because of my calling and my passion. Carl Jung said, your vision would become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Look into your heart and be awake before you embark into a dream. Be sure to make your choices and plan the goals of your life with decisions that is informed from your heart and by carefully listening to God and not by what others tell you. Your contribution to this world will not be measured by the money you make or the great things you receive in your life, but rather by how you share your unique gifts with the world. And the only place where you can find the gifts is to look within yourself. I wanted to read out this last para of this poem by Robert Frost. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The reason I think that is so beautiful, that's so powerful, is because we are so conditioned to conform to take the path that feels easiest. But always nice things come in life from the resistance we feel. Most people do not
realize this. That's why they miss their opportunity to grow, to transform, to find the things that truly matter, the things that mean the most, because such things come with pain. And it doesn't occur until you make a choice. One pivotal decision in your life can quickly change your life. It can completely transform your path. Our mind tells us to stay in the comfort zone and take it slow. But the road less traveled is a journey that many people want to take but fail to do it. Because it's frustrating to take one step forward and two steps behind. The road is traveled less because many will be forced to go back. Everything you will feel, it's against you. But the thing is, you can make a difference. I made a difference because I took the road, not by my choice, but by some divine hand. I was gravitated towards the road. When I look back on my childhood, I find that I was persevering a lot. As a child, I used to wake up at 5 to 6, I used to go for Bharatanatyam class. I came home, I'll find a Hindi teacher. Then during the lunchtime, I used to run somewhere to learn the piano. Then in the evening, music teacher would be waiting to, in the summer holidays, typewriting and many things like that. So I did it as an obedient child. So finally, when I got my position as a scientist, I tried to function as a good homemaker, as a good mother, as a good scientist. But somewhere I got into a serious depression because I could not handle all the three things: as a scientist, as a mother, as a homemaker. And I was facing violence, and so finally I succumbed to the depression. I prayed. I felt something was not proper and I did not get my answer from God. I started to doubt the existence of God. If there is a God, He should listen to our prayers, right? And if He is loving, He should help us. If He is powerful, He would do to us. So I decided there is no God. And I got a fever when I was doing my PhD, and I never took care, so it became a massive pneumonia. I was admitted in Malya Hospital here in March 2004. Both lungs had gone, so they had to put me on a ventilator. I was happy to die, but on that day, I saw the vision of the God who created me. Everything I had done wrong came in front of me as a movie, and I saw the cross, I saw the blood of Jesus covering every sin. I heard a voice, "I'm giving you new life," 3 times, and all the 5 days I was there, I felt His presence. I came home, something was telling me to read the Bible. I never read the Bible. I used to listen to some of the verses in the school, in the mass, and finally I started reading the Bible from the head to the end. It changed me. It changed me completely, physically, mentally, emotionally, in every way. Earlier, I was scared of darkness. I was scared of demons, but now I understood the one who is in me is more powerful than anyone else in the world. And I was able to overcome fear, and this God became so real to me. You know, a lot of times fear can paralyze us. Our fears can interfere and hold us back. The problem is, if we keep feeding our fears, we cannot live to our best potential. So when I had my fears, I was critical of myself, I was worried of myself, but instead of living on my fears, I started repeating the Bible verses. "Fear not, for I am the God who created the universe. I am with you. Fear not, I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will uphold you." God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of the spirit of power and love. So that's what this knowledge of my Creator helped me. So what I wanted to say is, never succumb to fear. Accept the fact whenever you take a risk or try something new, there's a chance that it might not work out. You might fail. Don't allow past failures to pull you down. Use your past failures as a stepping stones to success. I wanted to give you a small artwork, Japanese artwork, the name, you can Google about it. It's called Kintsugi. Kin means golden, Sugi means rejoining. They use golden lacquer to join the broken ceramic pieces. So after joining, if you see a golden ceramic pieces that was joined by this kintsugi art, it looks very beautiful. This ancient art beautifies the broken ceramic pieces, drawing attention to the damage, highlighting every crack. The very hammer that was used to destroy it is used to remake the pottery into an exquisite and expensive piece of artwork. That's why the artwork stands magnificent than ever before. Its brokenness redefined, its beauty enhanced. You can find beauty in brokenness. Your brokenness can turn you into a beautiful person. There might be a purpose behind your brokenness. So might be today, if you're here in the school, sometime somebody could have broken you. But don't worry, everyone gets hammered, everyone faces failure, everyone encounters pain at some point in their life. But God can reshape and redecorate your life. Do not hang on to your broken pieces. Surrender to God. He can redefine your flaws and imperfections and make you a more beautiful person of astounding beauty. Like the broken ceramics are mended with gold, your broken life can be turned into a beautiful piece. Stop being ashamed of your past. Embrace your brokenness. Do not hide your scars. Every broken pieces becomes priceless like that art. So finally, I wanted to encourage you, do not give up. Bounce back. It is not the end. Today you heard the story from sister about the Brooklyn Bridge. It is not the end. It's just the beginning of greatness. Your failures are important because you learn from it. God can change any worst event and turn it for the greater good of others. Look at life from this perspective. You will start seeing every setback as something to push you forward. You know, one story I will tell and finish it. King George VI, if you have heard about him, he was the king before the World War II. So at that time, in 1939, he was giving the Christmas message. The title is God Knows. He says that I look at the man at the door of the year and asked him, give me a light so that I can tread into the darkness. But he looked at me and said, put your hand into the hand of God, and that would be to a light much brighter than any light, and a path much safer than any path. So I went forth, found the hand of God, and then put my hand onto him and started walking. So today I encourage you, do that. Life is short. Figure out how to live so that your lives matter. So the world will be a little bit better and brighter because you have passed through it. All the best in your lives and in your careers. Thank you.